This is the Rugby Odds, where an unlikely pundit panel of a wordsmith, a WWE legend, a rugby star, and a supermodel scour the globe, seeking best bets and bad behavior. Are you not entertained? And welcome to Season 6, Episode 13 of the Rugby Odds. This week's featured guests are WWE Hall of Famer turned rugby advocate John
This
Bradshaw.
says nothing for me and King. We obviously have nothing to do if we've been here for 6 seasons.
I know, right? Simply guessed.
We're not proud of you. You gotta take that out of the edit.
John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer turned rugby advocate, King Gift Egbelu, the inventor of words / father of twins, and later on, George Hook, the Irish rugby legend. Mike Friday can't be with us this week because he's in Fiji, which is like 4.7 days ahead of us. And that's a shame because his son Lucas graded higher than Antoine Dupont this weekend at scrum half, facilitating my Harlequins' route of gifts now.
Harlequins? How do you spell that, with a K?
Of gifts now, imperfect Stormers.
What kind of Hoboken freaking dialect is that?
We went over this last week, John. When you really know the team, you call them kins. They're like kin to you. That's the whole thing. It's a play on words.
You don't know the team. We need Mike Friday. We need Lucas Friday hosting, by the way. Then we'll go.
A stamp of approval, that as well.
All right, gift stamp of approval. All right, but Gift, your imperfect Stormers lost to my Harlequins. And in the meantime, John, your Saracens beat Antoine Dupont and Toulouse. It was a wild weekend. Any thoughts, John?
Yeah, I think the English Gift said it, and I don't want to take the King's words and then steal them from him. He said it, and whereas we're talking, waiting for you to get the show started. But the English teams are taking this very serious. They want to play, they want to win, and that's very important in this competition because some of the teams aren't. And I thought Saracens is one of those ones that are trying. That's why I think the game of the week this week is going to be Glasgow versus Saracens.
Gift.
There was a time whenever LSU would be playing Alabama within a year, and before the game and after the game were basically a break and a trap game that would happen because the game between LSU and Alabama would be so rough and so tough. Both teams just needed a break prior to and after. That's what I feel like what happened with South Africa. This week, after playing a super tough game against each other, they were like, hey, you know what? F it. We don't really need anything from this. We're just kind of throwing in the towel and let you guys have this. So for the Harlequins, glad they got the win. They clearly did not get a Stormers team that really gave it about anything that was going to be about a win. They just kind of wanted to rest, kind of meander on, and the same message seemed to get sent to the Bulls and the Sharks. The only one that seemed to miss it were the Lions in the Challenger Cup, and I feel bad for Lyon for having to take that brunt. But other than that, hey, man, it was a great rugby weekend.
So what you're saying is South Africa basically took the weekend off.
Well,
they were like, hey, man, it's break time. We now have our
right.
New Year's coming through, okay?
We'll see you guys next week.
well, if you look at it, it's the Stormers and Bulls combined to let up 110 points.
Because we know South Africa is very much known for their absolute blowouts against teams outside of South Africa whenever they try. Come on.
Yes.
That's a lot of points. I mean, 61 points they allowed. The Bulls did.
I feel bad for the bettors because they got cheated out. They thought they were getting a real game, and it was just a throwaway. We should have all known better.
All right, with that, let's go to our first recurring segment. What caught your eye? King, what caught your eye on the rugby side of things this weekend?
It was 2 things. Number 1, it was Bath absolutely just wanting to pummel somebody. That was a good Scottish. I mean, I know they're not Scottish in totality, but because it's Finn Russell, I'm just going to say they're Scottish now. Just pummeling.
That's racist.
No, it would be technically ethnicist, but because they're both white, so it wouldn't be racist
at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please send your letters to John
It's the same
Bradshaw
thing on both
Layfield
sides,
at
you know?
Layfield.com.
But Castro just could not catch a break on it. And then the second thing was Leinster, even though the game was really, really close, Leinster, it felt personal against La Rochelle. They played violently against La Rochelle. La
you've
Rochelle
got Ronan
up. Shout out to
O'Gara.
them. Who would have thought the French did not give up after a little bit of a beating? But, Leinster really was pounding their way through. They had something to prove.
Well, Ronan O'Gara is the head coach of La Rochelle, and he was a star for Ireland, but he's a Munster man. So that Munster-Leinster thing goes right down to the core right there. So that's always going to be that way when O'Gara comes to Ireland with that team. Whether he goes to Munster or not, he'll get applauded in Munster.
A slap and a fist to the face. Yeah, that's the Irish way, huh?
All right, I want to talk about our records. We were 7-4 collectively. Giff, you pulled.
You're not going to ask me what caught my eye?
John, what caught your eye?
The fact that if you were any better, you'd be awful. King's twins are in college now. We've been here so long trying to film this damn thing. And what King was talking about was very accurate. I love the reason I'm always talking about Hollywood Bad Sharks. I love those guys. They have got a terrific back line. They just play erratic. They were terrible this past weekend. And again, King was right. South Africa took the weekend off. However, go to Italy, look what Benetton did, look what Zebre did. I mean, these guys their country is getting much, much better. Zebre was a huge underdog at home, which they play really well at home. They end up winning the game. I mean, there's some good things going on in rugby around the world. It's just that South Africa is pretty much like the LA Dodgers. They're so much better than everybody else that unless they're playing a big game, they don't care. And I think that's what happened this past weekend. Look at when they play a big game and South Africa shows up, those guys are monsters. I mean, they are fast, they are aggressive, they are tough guys. Best rugby country in the world. But when they don't care, like last weekend, buddy, they're just watching the game, even when they're out there playing it.
There's no disputing that they're very good with the Springboks, but then
I didn't say they're very good. I said they're the best rugby country in the world. That is not very good. That's alien level.
Amen.
That's 220 countries in the world. That's the best country in the world. That's not very good.
I stand corrected. I apologize to both of you for making that statement. I just wanted to say there's a lot of offense being scored too while nobody's playing defense, and we had a handful of hat tricks this week, but we'll get to that in our next recurring segment. Player of the Week, and the nominees are Noah Heward, the number 14 for Bristol, who embarrassed Giff's Bulls in South Africa with a hat trick, of which 2 tries were instant epics. He also wore a ton of sunblock and get props for skin care. Salese Reyasi, number 15 for Bordeaux, with a hat trick himself versus Northampton. Sure, he's the beneficiary of playing in the back line with Pinot and Barbeary, but in the words of Obara Abraham 9934 on YouTube, he's a Samoan tank, smooth and destructive. Rotimi Segun, the number 11 for Saracens, had 2 tries and some punishing runs in the upset of a stunned Toulouse. John, who's your player of the week?
Can we get this guy right here to do like the AI and just host the show? This would be so much easier to have the real potato head up here hosting the show. You look good in the hat, Matt. Well, you don't look better because you cover up your head.
I don't have a mustache.
Give me the Sarries boy. Sarries played great this past weekend. We're going to have game of the week this week with Glasgow.
And what's his name?
I don't know.
Okay, Gift.
Honestly, I'll go with Rotimi Segun because, honestly, Sarries really did put it on Toulouse. Like, they really came like it was cousin versus cousin battling, and someone had to take the top. Yo, shout out to England trying to do it again. King Charles over King Louis?
Heck yeah, King Charles all the way.
Oh, please. I'm going Noah Heward of Bristol.
Who's y'all's king? Is it Conor McGregor?
I'm going to go with Noah.
You guys ought to let Conor McGregor. I like him. He's a tough guy. Entertaining.
I'm going to go with Noah Heward, the number 14 for Bristol, because there was no reason anybody should have expected the Bears going into Pretoria and smoking the Bulls, and they did. But the majority rules, and our player of the week is Rotimi Segun of Saracens. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back with Gift's favorite segment, Grown Ass Man, after this.
If you're in New York City and want to watch some great rugby, have some great food, and some great times, go to the world's best rugby pub, the Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street.
you have to appreciate that there are tough moments, but tough times don't last. Tough guys do, isn't that what they say? I don't know, I'm a tough guy, but you have to be mentally tough for this. And today was sickening, obviously, watching that.
And we're back, and we're going straight into Gift's favorite segment,
Grown Ass Man.
The nominees are Alex Dombrant, the number 8, the captain, led from the front, the backside, and everywhere else. Huge try, great assist, was a key to his team going on to score 9 tries. 9. Almost as important as Lucas Friday. He did not play the whole match, however. Alfie Barbeary, the number 8 for Bath, an absolute menace, slammed people on both sides of the ball, opened up the outside for his teammates to score a bucket of tries versus Castres in France, and has a great 1970s Philadelphia Flyers look. Cameron Wolke, the number 7 of Bordeaux, who despite a goofy running style got the hat trick versus the Saints, and saluted John by signaling that he had his championship belt on. John, who is your grown-ass man?
On behalf of our missing partner, who we like very much, I'm going with Lucas Friday to be the grown-ass man. They scored
Let's
about
go.
points on those boys this weekend. I'm going with Coach Friday's boy.
Gift.
We stand together as one. Lucas Friday.
Yes.
He didn't play the full game because he didn't have to, because they were just dominating
Bam.
a team that didn't care, but still dominating, and the dominating is all that matters.
Bam. When Muhammad Ali knocked out Cleveland Williams in the 6th round, did you say, oh, they didn't go 15? No, because the greatest knocked him out.
He's 5'9", 160 pounds, and he's going to be this week's grown-ass man because of you guys. All right, I can't break that, but I'm going to pick Alfie Barbeary, the number 8 for Bath.
You picked against Lucas Friday?
And I am picking against not picking somebody that's not a grown-ass man in physicality.
You're making fun of Lucas Friday now?
No, I'm not.
You're saying he's not a grown-ass man?
He is a grown-ass man inside.
Because me and King are saying he's a grown-ass man, and we like him.
Right?
And we watch Harlequins just because of Lucas Friday and Coach Friday.
Lucas Friday.
Grown-ass man.
All right, we're going to take a break, put you guys in the green room, bring in George, let him yell about a few things, and then come back with picks for the Champions Cup and Japan's Rugby League One, and our picks of the week after this. Urban Rugby America is an organization worthy of your attention and donations, as it helps kids that are at risk through rugby, and it's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch as well. Indeed, our very own John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer, highly recommends Urban Rugby America and is working closely with Urban Rugby America. But please, don't hold that against them. Urban Rugby America, your donation can change a life. Here's the link where you can donate and find out more.
Mia Hennelly, you played for Ireland.
I did, yeah. I did. I played for Munster and I played for Ireland.
All right, I want to ask you a few questions.
No bother.
Why does Tadhg Beirne wear a powder blue scrum cap?
That is something that I genuinely would want to ask him myself, because I'm not okay with it. Because it's too close to Leinster's colours. I'm not okay with it at all.
And as an Ireland player, former player, and an Ireland fan, obviously, why does Josh van der Flier wear a red cap?
The red cap, I actually don't know, because he plays for Leinster, so you'd think that Tadhg Beirne and Van der Flier would swap the caps because they're wearing the opposite colours. But look, maybe it's something in his own heart that he needs to wear, but sure, we'll let him off for it.
So, Mia, we don't know the answer to these questions.
We don't. We need to find out, though. We'll have to find them, hunt them down.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
It's 2026! Different year, new opportunity, and where does that start with? Your health. Health Enhanced Food is here to be able to make sure you get on the right path. We got 17 baking mixes just to be able to help you set you on your proper pathway. Whether you're taking it from the spectrum of ketosis, needing keto diet, gluten-free, or you need something more serious because you're diabetic, have renal failure, it's time to bake yourself into the best form that you ever have been. Head to healthenhancedfoods.com, use code RugbyOdds to be able to get 25% off your first order. And of course, Matt, no, just stop talking. Guys, stop him.
And we are back. And once again, we have the pleasure and honor of welcoming in Mr. George Hook, calling in from Ireland. George, I know that you're probably upset that I'm not around any longer.
Yeah, Ireland certainly was a special place when you got here. You succeeded in driving on the wrong side of the road with total impunity. You did well. You did well. And visited castles, no less. Yeah, you did well.
We ran the gamut, including going to the beach where they filmed a lot of Saving Private Ryan. I think that was Curriculo Beach.
Not bad, yeah. Good try, Curriculo. Yeah.
All right. And yeah, it was all good. I had a little bit tricky for me on the roundabouts, looking the wrong way on the yield. That was a big thing for me.
The roundabout is, everybody talks about the wrong side of the road. You get that pretty quickly. It's the roundabout. Like when I went to America, it was the roundabout got me, or the rotaries, as you would describe them.
Yeah, that was tricky. But anyway, nobody wants to hear about that. They want to hear from you in our recurring segment,
Headlines with Hook.
World Rugby, to promote the game in America.
Well, let's wait and see. It's now it's now 30 years since World Rugby said they had woken a sleeping giant, quoting Admiral Yamamoto after Pearl Harbor, which is an interesting choice of words, but they thought, America's the next big stop. And of course, it isn't, and it hasn't been, but they've got Rugby World Cup in 2031. Now, it'll be a television extravaganza, but they want live audiences. So what they're going to do is interesting. After the success of Ireland and New Zealand at Soldiers Field, which was a sellout, all the home nations, well, not all home nations, all the World Rugby nations are going to play in America in every November up to 2031 to promote the game. Now, the obvious one is Soldiers Field.
So I'm going to have to correct, it's Soldier singular field.
Oh, there was only one soldier.
Only one soldier. He was a hell of a soldier, so that's why they named the place after him.
Okay, although the stadium is in a bit of disrepair, but anyway, the other place they're considering for Ireland is Boston, which is obviously a good place. But what stadium are they going to use in Boston? You're better than I am on that, but at the moment they haven't got a stadium. Then Scotland are going to play in the nation's capital, in DC. And I think a really interesting one, World Rugby apparently have discovered there are a lot of Argentinians living in Florida. So Argentina are going to play a bunch of games in Florida. And then understandably, it's a bit of a no-brainer for New Zealand to play on the West Coast, big Polynesian community, and, New Zealand, small country, but I think it's a good idea. Now, there's 4 Ireland in Soldier Field. But I was in Houston when South Africa played the USA. And again, it was a near sellout. South Africans came from all over America to watch their team because they wouldn't have seen their team since they left South Africa, other than television. So it could work.
Wow. Wow. Wait a minute. I didn't anticipate you saying that, number one. And number two, Houston has proven to be a good rugby town. We had Scotland versus USA when we beat it wasn't exactly Scotland's first string, but there was a pretty good side, and we beat them, and that was, I think, 2018. That was sold out. So, yeah, that could work.
Now, the thing is that they'll sell out those individual matches, in my opinion, because, of a novelty factor and so on. But can the USA, support the best part of 6 weeks of rugby? Now, they've done it again before with soccer. And the Soccer World Cup was a success in America. Ireland famously having a great win in Yankee Stadium. So I think this is a good idea at a time when World Rugby aren't having a great day on various things. Again, this weekend, crass refereeing decisions, and
Is there one in particular that really got your goat?
the decision. My good friend Owen Doyle, former international rugby referee, now writer, always talks about the referee should not determine the result of the game. The players should. So there's a titanic struggle in Toulon with Munster and Toulon. And the referee awards a penalty to Toulon in front of the post. Toulon win a game they probably didn't deserve to win, but the decision was simply dreadful. So then in the Leinster game, and a terrible decision by our favourite, non-favourite referee from England, Matt Carley, didn't affect the match, but a terrible decision. And we've got him for 2 of the Six Nations games. You know, heaven knows what he might do. Referees are not supposed to impact on the game. That goes back to when I was a kid playing rugby. Referees, they used to come over to you very often when the match was over, if you were the captain of a team, and they'd say to you, did the right team win? And you'd say, yeah. And that's what they wanted. Even if they had made mistakes or whatever, did the right team win? Well, the right team didn't win in Toulon.
And a problem that we have is this technical accountability, where every ref is afraid to make the wrong call. But we've talked about this over and over again. The TMO, the assistant referee, the referees assisting and with the replay and all that crap. And it's just, you're right. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that, where the referee comes up to you and asks you that question after the game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, you've hit it out of the park. And that's this week's
Headlines with Hook.
Thank you, George Hook.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with picks and more after this.
You need your cleats? You need them tomorrow? If you order today by 3 p.m. New York time or noon LA time, they can have them to you tomorrow. Young, old, male, female, if you're playing on turf, if you're playing on grass, if you're playing in the rain, you're playing in the heat, they've got you covered. RugbyNow.com. Go there now. Hey, U.S. fans, you can tune into every match live on Flow Rugby. How do we know that? Because we're on there all the time.
And we're back, and it's time to make some picks. Let's start with the Champions Cup, round 3. John.
Boy, do I hate picking this game, because I think it's going to be the game of the week. And when I say I hate picking it, because I think both sides are great, and I'm not sure who's going to win this thing, but 7.5 points is a bunch. I'm talking about Glasgow versus Saracens. I think both teams want to win this thing. This is going to be a rivalry game. This is going to be, I think, the game of the week. But give me Glasgow. I think Glasgow's a little better team playing at home. I think they're going to probably win this thing. If I'm betting on it, which I will, I'm not going to bet much money because I'm not sure they'll cover 7.5 points. But I think Glasgow wins.
Gift.
What a horrible week to be this team after a rested week for the Stormers. Leicester going down to be able to play Stormers at home, refreshed. Took a weekend off. Leicester's at minus 20.5. Yeah, man, they're about to go do some damage on that one.
Leicester's a tough team to figure, though. You don't know if they're going to show up on the road or not. Stormers are going to be loaded, though. You're right. Crazy, but that's a lot of points. There's a lot of points across the board here. And I'm looking at Toulouse. I know Toulouse lost to Saracens, but that was a physical game that Toulouse was going through in that match. They got to be beaten up from Saracens. 34.5 points versus a good Sale side. We don't have the rosters, but I'm taking Sale and that 34.5 points. It's crazy. And John, you're not sure about that 7.5 points, but you're going to bet Glasgow. I'm going to counter that. I'm taking your Saracens. How about them apples?
Ooh,
Okay.
I thought you always made fun of Saracens.
Well, not when it comes to
Because you're
betting.
from Ireland, and Ireland is like the weak sister, and they always make fun of like the tough guys from England.
That makes absolutely no sense, and that's categorically false. But we are
Like
running out of
Oklahoma
time.
being jealous of everybody else.
We're running late in this episode, so we're going to take a break and come back with Japan Rugby League 1 picks and picks of the week after this. From New York City comes America's longest-running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City. And we're back and moving right along. Let's go to the Japan Rugby League 1. John, who do you like there?
I was in Louisville this weekend with the great Malenko's son, Jody Malenko, who was the #1 student of the great Carl Gotch, who was a Japanese legend. Give me the Wild Knights in honor of Jody Malenko.
Wow. All right. Gift?
Yeah, I don't have a soliloquy. Just give me Son Goliath.
Okay. All right.
We're hoping you don't have a soliloquy, Matt, because by the time we do, King's twins will be be
That's easy for you to
I mean,
say.
they're already having our grandkids right now. Like, I'm missing the birth right now. Come on, man. We got to make this go. We got to make this go.
Let's go, Matt.
Well, following the champ's footsteps, I'm going to take the Black Rams over the Kobe Steelers because my friend's dog walker's cousin knew somebody over at the Black Rams. And with that,
You're not following my footsteps. You're following the King.
And with that, we're going to go to John's favorite segment, Picks of the Week. Johnny, who do you like?
Well, Matty, Mr. Potato Head, since we're filming this show 3 weeks out from the games itself, so nobody knows the rosters, I'm Bristol. Give me Bristol against Bordeaux. I think Bristol shows up. And, hey, they had a tough game last week, and all that travel, going to be tough for them to come back this week, but I think it means something to them. So give me Bristol.
Gift.
Yeah, look, man, I'm looking at Poe versus the Bulls. 11.5 for Poe is an overcorrection from last week, even with the dismal play that the Bulls have been all season in this challenge, in this cup game. But look at the Bulls to be able to cover the spread on this one and take this.
Wow. Okay. I'm going with the over on how much your twins have aged, Gift, in this show. And I'm also going to take Bristol versus Bordeaux. That's going to be a track meet. They're going to score a ton of points in that game. And on that note, unfortunately, we're out of time. We missed Mike Friday desperately in this show, but I want to thank you guys.
We voted for your kid, Mike, from grown-ass man.
Exactly.
Thank you, John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer turned rugby advocate, King Gift Egbelu, the inventor of words and father of 13-year-old twins, and George Hook, the Irish rugby legend. And thank you for tuning in. Please check out MLR Weekly. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Sign up for our weekly newsletter, and please join our American Red Cross blood donor team.